Morning folks, 21st Century Caveman here. Hope everybody's well, hope everybody's happy. So, a little project in the garden today. I just thought I would shoot the opening scene against these beautiful leaves in the background. They're a beautiful sort of like reddy crimson colour, set against the backdrop of the asbestos garage. Anyway, so a little project in the garden today. I'm just going to spin the camera around. And there they are. Okay. So, they've actually been allowed to grow and check now for a good few years. We've only been in the house for about a year, okay, but before the weather gets too bad, I want to just cut the tops off those. Probably be taking about 4 or 5 feet off the top there, and then trimming them up at the side just to make them look nice and neat and tidy. And I want to do that before the weather gets too bad, and obviously, you know, before sort of like the rain ice set in, that sort of thing, because at that point it becomes more dangerous to do something like this, especially if you're doing it yourself and, you know, you're not sort of like a trained professional when you haven't got all the gizmos and gadgets to help you. And if anybody, you know, who watches my channel, they will know that you know, I will never pay someone to do a job I'm perfectly capable of doing myself, providing of course I believe I can do it safely. So today I'll be using some pretty basic tools, and I'll just take you through those. And so these are tools which I have with me anyway, you know, the tools in my toolbox. And the whole point of this is just to demonstrate the fact that, you know, there are jobs, there are things, there are tasks around the house, around the garden, which you can perform without having to call somebody in, you know, pay a shed load of cash to do it. You know, if you've got certain basic tools to do it yourself, the caveat of course being the fact that you can do it safely. So I'll just spin the camera around and I'll show you what we'll be using today. Right, okay, so we've got a garden rake over there, look. A couple of jet saws. Just a pair of garden shears, look. A couple of spanners for the platform I'll be setting up shortly. A couple of pairs of pretty strong gloves. And so we've got a platform there. You could quite easily use a ladder. Each has the pros and cons, but I don't actually have a ladder which is particularly tall, so I'm going to use a platform, and my son Jared, who'll be helping me today, he'll be supporting me with that. So there's the trees again, look. And the things, of course, you know, these can grow very, very tall. And there's a good example down there, look, of a tree which has grown, you know, without any attention really. I mean, it can, you know, it's got, it can grow twice as high as that, okay. So I just want to trim ours back and just to tidy them up a bit. So we'll set up the platform and we'll get back to you. Right, okay, so we've set the platform up. I mean, I haven't used this for a couple of years now, but I actually was hoping it would, I could get a little bit higher, but I think realistically, that's probably the safest working height we can get. I could try and put the actual platform, I could try and get it higher, but I don't think it's worth the risk really. So anyway, that's what we're working with. Obviously we'll try and get as high as we can before we start lopping the tops off those trees. And so we'll just reset the camera and we'll get back to you. Jared? Nice little Christmas tree on there. So just put it on the lawn, please. down and pull it over. Just okay. Joe, if you come over this side here, just hold that a minute. Just steady that. Just get over here, okay. So, conceal people. Side of it. Can I ask you to hold that, please?
Hold it. Wait, are you taking it down now?
Pull this down. Just want to...
Come on.
So yeah, it does look as if it's been butchered, and I think it's probably fair to say that it has. But like I say, if I remove the tops of those nice and carefully, try and, you know, get a little bit of shape to the top of the trees, then I reckon that's going to look pretty nice when it's done. just sort of come show you, look where the bubble is, where it's supposed to be. Okay, on the top of there. Sorry, the sun's in the background there, I don't know whether or not this is coming out okay. And that's where it's going to be coming back to. And also if we wang it on there and on there, that shouldn't be too far off. Okay, let's have a little look, shall we? I know this might seem a little bit pedantic and perhaps a little bit pathetic, but do you know what, so what? There we go, look, where it's supposed to be. Right, okay, so there we go, look folks, that's what I've done this weekend. I'm happy with it. The trees are nice and level on top. There's a hell of a lot of stuff to clear away. Can't believe how much stuff there is really. Well, that shouldn't come as a surprise thinking about it. Just got to clean the lawn up, well what's left of the lawn anyway. There's Daisy, say hello to Daisy. She's been enjoying the extra activity in the garden this weekend. Right, okay folks, so just to recap then, this job has taken me a couple of afternoons to do this weekend. In all it's taken me probably about 5 hours. It's been 5 very nice hours. It's been lovely weather, sun's been shining, birds have been singing, cats have been knocking around in the garden. You can hear other folk out in their gardens with their families enjoying probably what's left of summer. It's been a very nice afternoon and it's cost me absolutely nothing at all to do this job, and I've achieved it simply by using some very basic tools which are in my toolbox anyway. Those tools being a couple of jet saws, a couple of Stanley jet saws, a pair of garden shears, only cost about £7. We got them from Wilco's a couple of years ago, and also a garden rake which most people have knocking around anyway. So I'm well happy with the job, and I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Thank you.